Alright, here we go with the second game of our finals. The first game saw players 2 and 3 walk away with nothing after both of them failed to make it to Final Jeopardy. I, however, hold the lead right now going into the second game with $20,000. What will happen in the second game? We're going to find out.
This is Jeopardy!
This is the Jeopardy Nintendo Wii U Tournament of Champions.
Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex.
Well, this game, of course, decides who our winner.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Who will it be?
Welcome.
Well,
let's
the
take
only
you
to
right
find
now
out is
into
to
the
play
Jeopardy round.
Jeopardy. So let's get going for our first round.
Clues are worth $200 to
Categories.
$1,000 in these categories.
Start off game 2.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Whacked.
Whacked.
That's so cliche.
That's so cliche.
Literary
geography.
Salmon.
Salmon.
And musicals
Musicals
opening numbers. Okay, let's get back
Cliche
into this.
200.
Need something? Well, just come to the point. And stop beating around the this.
What is the bush?
Okay, player 1. That's right. Way to go.
Alright, cliche for 400.
Player 1. The final outrage is the straw that breaks this animal's back.
What is the camel?
Okay, player 1. Correct. Player 1.
600. Answer there, daily double.
Answer. It's
Well,
Daily Double.
Unfortunately, I
And
found
you're
it
really done.
early, so I can only risk it to 1,000. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do.
And the clue. People who meet briefly and then go their separate ways are like these that pass in the night.
What are ships?
Congratulations, you're still in first, player 1.
1,600.
We returned. You've been in trouble if someone has read you this act.
1,600 is my total for me. 800.
Let's hear it, player 1.
What is the riot act?
Good for you.
Alright, let's finish off the category.
An indefinitely long time is often referred to as a month of these days.
I don't think I remember this one. Well, I've seen this particular clue before.
Yes,
I don't know
player
the
2.
answer. Player 2. What are Sundays?
Yes.
Yes. You're on the board with 1,000.
Player 2, make a selection, please.
Whack
We
for
continue.
200.
An anarchist named Bresci killed King Umberto of this country in 1900. Okay, player 1.
What is Spain?
Oh, sorry. That's incorrect. Any other takers? Let's hear it, player 2.
What is Italy?
That's correct.
That is right.
Player 2, back to you.
Whacked for 4.
Mexico, 1940. Looks like this former number 2 man under Lenin in Russia got whacked, literally.
Player 3.
Let's hear it, player 3.
Who's Leon Trotsky? That's right. You're on the board with
A lot of
400.
clues,
You
a lot of
select
categories, player 3.
600.
Make us Brother Ike took a powder as Billy of this family was gunned down at the OK Corral.
Player 2.
Okay, player 2.
What is Eric? No, that's incorrect. You're down to 600.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player 1.
What is Clanton?
Good.
Right. 2,800.
Okay, let's get back into this. Player
Literary
1,
geography
you make
for
the...
2.
In chapter 8 of this novel, Atlanta is very exhilarating and temporarily even better than Tara. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is Gone with the Wind?
Yes.
Alright, $3,000.
Player 1, you pick
Literary
again,
geography
please.
for 4.
In the preface to the Moonstone, Vishnu commands 3 Brahmins in this country to guard the title gem night and day. Yes, player 1.
What is India?
Hey, you're right.
Alright. Let's
Player
go.
one,
Musicals
you
opening
pick
numbers
again,
for
please.
200.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. You don't know what musical that's from, though.
Here's what we wanted. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Player one,
400.
back all that jazz.
Player
It's
2.
player two.
What is Chicago?
Good.
That's right. $1,000
Player
now.
two, you start us
Musicals
off.
opening numbers for 6.
Good morning, Baltimore. Okay, player three.
What is Harrisburg?
Good.
Right. Tied for second now, player
A
2.
lot of clues, a lot of categories.
Musicals opening
Player
numbers
three.
800.
Make us willkommen. Yes, player three.
What is Les Miserables?
Sorry, that's
Oh,
wrong.
that's wrong.
Any other takers? Here's what we were looking for. Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Player three. Choose again.
Finishing up the category.
Move. You're stepping on my heart. Here's the response we were looking for. Dream Girls.
Dream Girls.
We return to you, player
Literary
three.
geography for 6.
In Pride and Prejudice, Mrs. Bennet says, the country is a vast deal pleasanter than this city.
Player 2.
It's player two.
What is Paris? Wrong. Down to 400.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. London.
London.
Player three. Pick again.
Whacked 800.
This soon-to-be saint was killed by 4 of Henry II's men after excommunicating some bishops and barons. Okay, player two.
Who is Thomas A. Becket? Right. 1,200. Go
Player
get
two. You start.
whacked for 1,000.
Patrice Lumumba helped the Congo gain independence from this country in 1960. He was killed less than a year later. Player three.
What is Belgium?
Right.
Right. Tied for second.
Okay,
player
let's
2,
get back
1,200.
into this. Player three.
Salmon for
You make the
200.
next selection as we fish ladders help salmon travel upstream over these man-made obstructions. It's player one.
What are dams? Yes.
Correct.
Salmon for
A lot of
4.
salmon are members of the same family as the speckled or brook variety of this fish. Here's the correct response. The trout.
Trout. Fish and
Please
chips
pick again,
for
player
200.
one. The moray variety of this fish is sharp-toothed and can be vicious if provoked.
What is eel?
It's player one. Yay, you're right.
Wait, let's go to the bottom for
Please
1,000.
pick again. Built in 1816, the first private yacht to cross the Atlantic shared its name with the barge of this queen. Player three.
Play free. Who's Cleopatra?
Yeah.
Right. 2,200.
Player three. You start.
Fish and chips for 4.
The ability of the members of the family Exocetidae to get airborne earned them this two-word name. Player one.
What is flying fish?
Good.
Yes. Let's go down to
Player
800.
one. Use small freshwater fish of the family Pterophyllum are known by this heavenly name. Player one.
What is an angelfish?
That's it.
Fish and chips for 6.
Player 1, choose again. Let's go over to Kelly.
On this man's first voyage, brothers Martin and Vicente Pinzon commanded the Nina and Pinta.
Player 1.
Who is Christopher Columbus?
Right.
5,600.
Select again.
Let's go salmon for 1,000.
When it gets its silvery scales and migrates to the sea for the first time, a young salmon is called this.
Player
Yes, player 3.
What is row? Yeah, that's wrong. Again, 1,200.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. A smolt.
Smolt. That's what the young salmon are called.
Player 1, back to
Little
you
Geoffrey
for
for
our
foul.
next. It's the first river mentioned in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Here's what we wanted. The Hudson.
The Hudson River.
Player 1,
Salmon
back to
800.
you. Weighing up to 100 pounds, this large type of salmon shares its name with a warm, dry wind. Here's the response we were looking for. The Chinook.
Chinook.
Select again.
800. Literary geography.
And here's Sarah.
Hemingway's vivid description of Pamplona's San Fermin Festival in this 1926 novel helped make the running of the bulls a world-famous event.
Player 2.
Player 2. Yes.
The sun also rises. That is right. That takes it 2,000.
And
And
we'll
let's
wrap
look
up
at our
the
last
board with
clue for
this
600. It's salmon.
World Book says this country leads the world in salmon fishing with more than 450,000 tons caught each year. Here's the correct response. The United States.
United States. Alright, that's the end of the first round. I got the lead with 5,600, player 2 with 2,000, and player 3 with
Player 3 is
1,200.
in third place.
Player
We'll
3
select first
will
with the double
first
jeopardy round
selection,
as
double
we always
jeopardy.
do, right after this break. Who's on
Alright,
$400
here we
to
go.
$2,000?
2 daily doubles in this round. Last chance to try to make a big move. And the categories.
Under the
the
sea.
sea. See in quotation marks.
Fun with
Fun
probability.
with probability.
Ethiopian cuisine.
Ethiopian cuisine.
It happened,
It happened on
April
April 2nd.
Graphic novels.
Graphic novels on film.
And four legs
Four
good.
legs good, 2 legs bad.
2 legs
Interesting
bad.
selection of
Player
categories
3,
here.
you start us off. History diverges from this film, as the Spartans also had over 1,000 men from other Greek cities fighting at Thermopylae. Here's the correct response. 300.
300. Graphic novels, 800.
Johnny Depp is in England on the trail of this serial killer in the Alan Moore-inspired film From Hell. Player 1?
Who is Jack the Ripper?
Right.
Alright.
Player 1,
go to Under
make
the
a
Sea
selection,
for 4.
please. We're flying past 10,000 feet on our way to this. The altitude will maintain en route, 35,000 feet. Yes, player
What
1?
is cruising?
Hey, you're
Yes,
right.
got it. Under the Sea for 8.
You get, here's Sarah from our Clue Crew with the clue.
Ledger lines are for notes that don't fit in the 5-line staff, like this note that can be shown 1 line below the treble staff or 1 line above the bass staff.
It's player 1.
What is Middle Sea?
Right.
Under the Sea for 1,200.
Player 1. The modern Hebrew and Arabic alphabets consist only of this type of letter.
What is a consonant?
Okay, player 1. Good.
Graphic novels on film.
You get to pick
for
again, player
2000.
one. Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson are friends who move in together after high school in this spooky film.
What is Ghost World?
Yes, player one? That is correct. Player
Under
one,
the Sea
pick
for
again.
16.
It's the South American national capital city that fits the category. Here's what we wanted. Caracas.
Caracas. Graphic
Player
novels
one,
on film
you
for
pick
16.
again. Sadly, 1994's The Crow, about a man who comes back from the dead, was the last for this star.
Player 2.
Let's hear it, player two.
Who's Heath Ledger? Oh, that's wrong. And a 400.
Anyone else? Here's what we wanted. Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee was who needed. Heath Ledger wasn't until much later.
Player one,
1200.
choose
graphic
again.
novel.
Tom Hanks takes his son on a violent mission of retribution against a gangster boss in this film.
Player 2.
Player two.
What is Road to Perdition?
Yes.
That's right. It's 1600.
Where do we begin? Player two.
Under the Sea for 2000.
Found in South Africa in 1905, this 3,106 carat diamond went to Amsterdam for cutting. Okay, player one.
What is the Cullinan Diamond?
That is
Got it.
player
Let's have
one.
some
You're
fun
in
with
command of the
probability for
board as we
400.
continue. NASA's Space Guard survey watches for the extremely small probability of a comet or one of these coming to smash Earth. Player one.
What is an asteroid?
Good.
Fun with probability for 800.
Player one. The chance of getting heads on any given coin flip is 1 in 2. So the chance of getting heads 5 times in a row is 1 in this.
Player
It's
2.
player two.
What is 32?
Good for you. Player two. Make a selection,
No,
please,
don't
as we
worry.
continue. Offspring of heterozygous parents have a 50-50 chance of getting a dominant versus this type of allele. Here's what we wanted. Recessive.
Recessive.
Player two. Back to you.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad. For
Associated with unicorns, the Qilin of this large country's pantheon visits when philosophers are born. Yes, player one?
What is... Oh boy, what is... China?
You got it.
Got it! I have to think about that for a second. Probability
Player
for
one,
16.
you start. The probability of the first card dealt being an ace is 4 out of 52. So the probability of the second card being an ace is 1 in this number. The correct response is 17.
17.
You again,
2000.
player. High rollers get to play roulette on single zero wheels, where the chance of hitting your lucky number is 1 in this. It's player one.
What is 37?
Right you are.
Yes.
Player one.
Alright, let's go
back to
with... It happened on April 2nd for 4.
you. 1865. Jefferson Davis and most of his cabinet flee this capital city. Let's hear it, player three.
What is Atlanta?
Oh.
So wrong. Yeah,
That's
the 800.
incorrect. Any other takers? Here's what we were looking for. Richmond.
Richmond.
We return to you, player 1.
800. 4 legs.
Aye, aye, Odysseus. You want to blind Polyphemus, one of these. We, your captive crew, totally have your back.
Player 3.
Okay, player 3.
What is Calypso? No. You're down to 0.
Anyone else? Player 2.
What is Cyclops?
You are correct.
3,200 now.
Player
Total.
2. Start us.
4 legs good. 1,200.
Shadowfax, a horse of Rohan, was untamed until approached by this wizard. Yes, player 2.
Who's Merlin?
No.
Oh, down to 2,000.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player 3.
Who's Prospero? No, that's incorrect.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
Well, it only leaves 1.
It's player 1.
Who is Gandalf?
That is correct. Player 1,
Alright.
where do we
April
start?
2nd, 800.
1917. He asks the U.S. Congress for a declaration of war on Germany. The correct response is Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson.
Player 1,
For
you
let's
pick
get
again,
16.
please. Bully for Theseus, who killed this bad two-legged monster that ate sacrifices in a Cretan maze. Here's what we wanted. The Minotaur.
Minotaur.
You again,
Yes.
player 1. Chiron, one of these four-legged mythical creatures, was good. He taught Jason and Achilles. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is a griffin?
No, that's not right.
At 14,800.
Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Centaur.
Centaur.
Player 1,
Ethiopian
back to you
cuisine
for
for
our
400.
next. Similar to steak tartare, kitfo is a cold ground beef dish that is served this way. Okay, player 3.
What is raw?
Good.
Right.
Player 3. You're in
Okay,
command of the board as we continue, right? Tej is a type of this made with honey. Ethiopians think it was once shared by Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Yes, player 1?
What is tea?
Nope.
No, it's not at 14,000.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on
Still
this?
with the lead, however.
The correct response is wine.
Wine was what we needed there.
Player 3, back to you
Ethiopian
for
cuisine
our
for
next
1200.
selection. For Ethiopian meals, coffee is usually served in these small cups, from the French for half cup. It's
Player 3.
player 3.
What is demi-tasse?
Good. Back on the plus side.
Back on the plus side, you've got 400.
You get to pick again, player 3.
Ethiopian cuisine 16.
Teff, similar to millet, is a type of this that comes from a plant grown in Ethiopia. We're talking about grain.
Grain.
You again, player 3.
Ethiopian cuisine 2000. Answer. Daily double.
One of the daily
It was
double.
law to find one of them.
You're in last place.
And you're going for the
You
maximum
need to
value of
select your
2000.
wager.
You'll need second
All
place
right,
if you're right.
here's your
Here's the
clue.
clue.
Similar to the Indian ghee, niter kibe is a clarified spice-infused type of this and is used in many dishes.
And it's butter.
You are now
That's
in
right.
second place.
Up to 2,400. Go again.
We return to you,
April
player
2nd for
3.
1,200.
1810. He marries Archduchess Marie-Louise of Austria. We're talking about Napoleon.
Napoleon was who we needed. 2 clues
Please
left.
pick again, player
April 2nd
3.
for 16.
1930. He is proclaimed the Emperor of Ethiopia.
Player 3.
Player 3.
Who is Haile Selassie? That is right. And the last clue belongs to you
now
because
the
it is the
$2,000
other daily double in this round. You have $4,000 to put at risk.
You're in second place, so what is your
Going for the
wager
whole
to be?
thing.
How much?
Alright, true daily double.
Answer this.
Here's the clue.
1453. Mehmed II begins his siege of this city. It would fall 8 weeks later.
What is Constantinople?
Good.
That is right. That takes you to 8,000. Player 2 of
I'll see you
2,000
all
and
for
me
Final Jeopardy in just a moment.
$14,000. And here comes Final Jeopardy.
Here's today's Final Jeopardy category.
One that will decide our
Geometry.
winner. Geometry.
What are you going to wager?
I am going to go with 6,000. Alright, here's our Final Jeopardy
clue
answer.
It's an ellipse with an eccentricity of 0.
What is a circle? Player
What did
2, we
you
start
say?
with you. You said, what is a circle?
And this
You were
correct
right.
response will
You
add
double your
how much
score.
to your
You go $4,000 for today. And yesterday you earned nothing, so $4,000 is your 2-day total.
Did you come
We
up
now
with
go
the
to player
correct
3.
response?
Your response. What is a parabola? That is
Sorry, that
incorrect.
incorrect
You risked
response will drop your score
6,005.
by-
So you dropped to 1995, and you, player 3, also ended up with no money at the end of the first game. So 1995 is the 2-day total for you.
And your
As for me,
response?
what is a circle?
And
That
this
is
correct
right.
response will
I
add
add
how much to your
$6,000. That takes you to $20,000 for today. We add that to the $20,000 I won in the first game for a 2-day total of $40,000.
Yeah, come
And we're
on,
going to
it's our
bump that up
champion.
to $250,000 because I've won a Tournament of Champions for Jeopardy on the Wii U.
So long.
Player 2 finishes up in second place, so she gets 75,000. Player 3 wound up in third, so she'll get $50,000. So I win $250,000, and Rodney1279 is going to be very happy because he's our final winner for this Jeopardy Nintendo Wii U Tournament of Champions sweepstakes. And not only does he get the $250,000 that I won for winning the Tournament of Champions, but he also gets $40,000 on top of that since I finished with $20,000 at the end of Game 1 and $20,000 at the end of Game 2. So that's $290,000 total that Rodney will get. Congratulations to you, Rodney. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.